it sort of reinforces exclusivity on the street, but I'm excited. I've heard a lot about the proposal, so I hope that it becomes a more inclusive space, but I don't know how realistic that is.
So the whole idea of it going a Bicker club I know is a little bit controversial, but I think it's very interesting, and I think it'll give Charter a great opportunity to create a more eclectic and diverse community. I'm a little bit hesitant about specifically how they're going to reform Bicker, because the ideas that they have for Bicker so far seem to be things that are already implemented by other eating clubs, so I don't really know how you can make a supposed egalitarian form of Bicker, because Bicker in the end is just you getting judged by your peers.
I think that it's a good move on their part. And when it's bigger, it's more competitive. People want to prove themselves. People want to be social, feel like they're elite. You know, Ivy League and eating clubs in general, kind of more exclusive, more trying to be harder to get into.
There's the opportunity to make something for yourself of it. If you're a part of an organisation or a team, you can actually have an impact on the club, hopefully for the better, make it a bit more of a party town. I mean, it already is on Fridays, but I feel like it's kind of being exploited a bit.
I love the idea of renovation. I love the idea of them developing their food system and their culinary endeavors. Like the whole idea of having an ethnic day every week sounds really interesting to me.
Just the people who are writing that proposal or who wrote it, and like bringing in DJs and having darties and renovating the space, and so all of these sound like opportunities for people from different backgrounds to have a space to come together, but I just don't know if people would be willing to sort of break away from the status quo.
I'm good. How's their financial aid changing because of this?
They do say in the proposal they want to increase financial aid.
That's good, and that'd be, I think, the only valid reason to make themselves a bigger club is to actually allow more of a diversity of people in there. But if that really is what you wanted, you would just let anyone sign in.
Bicker's stupid. Like, it's actually so ridiculous. I just can't imagine just spending all that time just to be added to a group chat or to buy into a group of friends.
I generally think the eating clubs perpetuate an exclusionary culture, and I think this is a pretty large step in the wrong direction for Charter.
I personally am not too bothered about the notion of Bicker, because I think in the end I understand that eating clubs want to create their own little mini communities. I know that a lot of people have different opinions on that, but I think that as long as you're a nice, friendly person, I don't think that connections and your economic background or anything plays that big of a factor.
A lot of freshmen come here and don't know other people in other clubs and stuff, and have a hard time getting past and getting on the list. And Charter's been a really good place for freshmen to go and have fun. So I don't really know how that dynamic is going to be affected, with the proposal next year. But I guess at that point, that's up to the freshmen to figure out.
I go to Charter Fridays maybe once a year, so I feel like if it becomes a bit more rare, then it would be more enjoyable for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's definitely a good strategic move, because they really only had Charter Fridays, and it kind of gets old. Them making it more like a thing actually, once a month or whatever, is really good.
There's all these people that will come and drink free alcohol on Fridays, and they'll never think about becoming a member or paying dues. So it's just kind of hemorrhaging money in that way.
I think every Fridays is a lot, for that one event specifically. So maybe once a month would be good.
I the loss of a Friday night party is not that important to me. So I think that sounds like a good idea actually. Maybe get a bit more variation in the music scene currently on the street, not just the same old EDM shite.
But yeah, I am actually considering Charter as my sign-in option if Bicker perhaps doesn't go as planned, but I know so many amazing and friendly people who are joining and signing into Charter, so I think it is as great of an option as the Bicker clubs and other signing clubs.
It does make me much more interested in Charter, but I will still be bickering.
No, I think I'm just going to stay in the dining hall.
It doesn't change anything for me.